You can't build a strong mind on top of a weak body. Think about it. If you wanted to build a fortress that could withstand anything, you'd first need a solid foundation. And your body is the foundation of your spirit. In the previous video here on the Stoic Habit channel, I gave you the blueprint for 7 days to change your destiny. Today, we move into Day 2, Rebuild the Body. On Day 1, you learned how to destroy the old self, letting go of toxic habits, procrastination, and the weaknesses that held you back. But if you only tear down and never rebuild, you leave an empty space. And that void will always be filled either with strength and resilience, or with the same old patterns that once kept you stuck. That's why Day 2 is about laying the foundation again, not for six-pack abs, not for gym selfies, but for reclaiming your body as the tool that allows you to live, to fight, and to rise. The Romans had a saying, mens sana in corpore sano, a sound mind in a sound body. For them, the body wasn't decoration. It was the battlefield where discipline was forged. And today, you step onto that battlefield too. Part 1. The body is the foundation of the mind. Picture this. You wake up after only a few hours of restless sleep. Breakfast is nothing more than a cup of coffee and a sugary pastry. You rush straight into your day. At first, you think you're fine, but by mid-morning, your mind is foggy, your body feels heavy, and even the smallest inconvenience sets you off. It's not because you lack intelligence. It's not because you lack willpower. It's because your body is like a broken-down vehicle. It simply cannot carry the weight of your spirit. The Stoics understood this truth deeply. Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, all of them emphasized that the body is the vessel through which the mind expresses itself. A weak, neglected body undermines discipline and reason. You may want to remain calm, patient, and focused, but if your body is exhausted, it will drag you back into anger, impatience, and weakness. This is why the Stoics trained not only their minds, but also their bodies. For them, exercise wasn't about vanity, it was about resilience. Seneca would plunge into cold water, not because it was comfortable, but because it hardened his spirit. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that even the emperor must rise from bed and face the day's duties, no matter how heavy his body felt. To the Stoics, physical training was spiritual training. And here's the key. Building a healthy body doesn't mean you need to run marathons, lift massive weights, or become an athlete. It's far simpler and far more profound. A strong body is one that can sustain energy, endure discomfort, and support your mission in life. It's about having enough vitality to pursue your goals with consistency and enough endurance to keep going when things get hard. Think of it this way. Every time you choose to strengthen your body, whether through movement, clean food, or proper rest, you are strengthening your mind at the same time. Your body is the foundation, the fortress walls that protect your reason, your discipline, and your peace. If you want to master your emotions, sharpen your thoughts, and live with clarity, you must begin here. Rebuild the body, and the mind will follow. Part 2. Facing the inner resistance. When it comes to rebuilding the body, your biggest enemy isn't the weights at the gym, the lack of time, or even physical pain. The real enemy lives inside your own head. It's that subtle voice that whispers, "Not today. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow." This is what Stephen Pressfield, in The War of Art, calls resistance, the invisible force that rises up every time you try to change your life. It doesn't scream, it doesn't threaten. Instead, it seduces you with excuses that sound reasonable. But every time you listen, you strengthen your chains. The Stoics knew this battle well. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I must go to work as a human being. Why am I dissatisfied if I am going to do the very things for which I was created?" To him, the resistance wasn't an external force. It was the laziness, the comfort, and the fear inside himself. And the only cure was action. That's why Day 2 is not about a perfect fitness plan. It's about proving to yourself that you can act despite resistance. You don't need a fancy gym membership, the latest running shoes, or hours of free time. You need just 30 minutes. 30 minutes of deliberate movement, running, push-ups, burpees, or even a brisk walk. The form doesn't matter. What matters is the decision. Because here's the truth. It's not the workout that changes you. It's the moment you crush that inner voice. It's when you hear, "Not today," and you respond by lacing up your shoes anyway. It's when you push through fatigue, not because you feel like it, but because you said you would. Every time you overcome resistance, you strengthen a deeper muscle, the muscle of self-discipline. And that is worth more than six-pack abs or personal records. That discipline is what carries over into every other part of your life, your work, your relationships, your purpose. So the next time that inner voice whispers an excuse, don't negotiate, don't argue, don't wait for motivation, simply act. Because once you act, the resistance dies and you rise stronger. Part 3. The true meaning of physical training. Let's be honest. In today's world, fitness is often sold as vanity. Six-pack abs, perfect selfies at the gym, the number of calories burned on a smartwatch. But that's not what rebuilding the body is really about. The Stoics saw physical training in a completely different light. For them, the body wasn't a billboard to show off. It was a battlefield for the soul. Seneca would deliberately step into freezing water, not to impress anyone, but to remind himself that he could endure discomfort. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, constantly reminded himself that the body was temporary, but it was also the tool he needed to fulfill his duty. Epictetus, who had lived as a slave, knew that discipline over the body was the first step toward freedom of the mind. This is why every push-up, every drop of sweat, every run in the cold morning air is not just exercise, it's a declaration. It's a statement that says, "I am stronger than my laziness. I can endure what is hard. I will not be ruled by comfort." Because here's the secret. The physical changes the muscles, the strength, the endurance, those are just the side effects. The real transformation is happening in your mind. Every time you finish a workout you didn't want to start, you are proving something to yourself. That you can act without permission from your moods. That you can push through even when the body says, "Enough." This is why physical training is spiritual training. It teaches you to suffer with purpose. It teaches you to see pain not as an enemy, but as a teacher. It builds the kind of resilience that carries into every corner of your life, into your work, your relationships, your ambitions. Think about it. When life throws hardship your way, it doesn't ask if you're ready, it just comes. And the person who has trained their body, who has embraced discomfort voluntarily, is already prepared. They've practiced courage under a barbell, patience on a long run, endurance in the ache of tired muscles. So when real challenges arrive, they don't collapse, they rise. That is the true meaning of physical training. Not vanity, not appearance, but resilience, strength, mastery over the self. Part 4. Nutrition, fuel of the warrior. You wouldn't pour cheap fuel into a Ferrari. You wouldn't send a soldier into battle with rotten supplies. Yet so many of us treat our own bodies with less care than we give to our cars or our phones. We run on fast food, sugary snacks, endless caffeine, and then wonder why we feel sluggish, anxious, and drained. Nutrition is not just about food, it's about respect. Every choice you make at the table is a message you send to yourself. I am preparing for battle, or I am surrendering to weakness. The Stoics would have called this moderation, the discipline of appetite. They believed that indulgence makes you soft, while restraint makes you strong. Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little that is poor, but the one who hankers after more." The same truth applies to food. It's not about chasing luxury or flavor at every meal. It's about consuming only what strengthens you. Think about the modern poisons. Refined sugar that spikes and crashes your energy, alcohol that dulls your clarity, fast food that leaves you heavy but never nourished. These are traps of convenience, but every time you choose them, you weaken your foundation. Now imagine the opposite: fresh, clean foods that sharpen your mind instead of clouding it, water that refreshes instead of soda that depletes, meals that fuel your energy instead of draining it. This isn't about dieting. It's about equipping yourself like a warrior, preparing for the day's challenges. Because here's the truth: food is not entertainment, it's strategy. Just as a blacksmith chooses the right materials to forge a blade, you choose the right fuel to forge resilience. Every clean meal is a silent victory over indulgence. Every glass of water is a reminder that simplicity is strength. And the best part? Once you start feeding your body like a warrior, you'll feel it immediately. More energy, clearer thoughts, a steadier mood. Suddenly, the day doesn't feel like a burden, you carry it with strength. Your body is your fortress, and food is the brick and mortar. Build it carelessly, and the walls crumble. Build it wisely, and nothing can breach your defenses. Part 5. Sleep, the forgotten pillar. In our modern world, sleep is often treated as optional, a luxury for the weak, a waste of time in the hustle culture. People brag about surviving on 4 or 5 hours, fueled by coffee and willpower, as if exhaustion were a badge of honor. But here's the reality: when you cut your sleep, you are silently cutting your strength. Sleep is not laziness. Sleep is strategy. It is the body's most powerful tool for recovery and resilience. While you rest, your muscles repair, your hormones balance, your brain clears away toxins, and your spirit resets. Without it, your body breaks down, your discipline falters, and your mind becomes a storm of irritability and fatigue. The Stoics understood the value of balance. Marcus Aurelius himself admitted in Meditations that he often struggled to leave his bed in the morning, tempted by warmth and comfort. But he reminded himself, "You were born to work, not to lie in bed." His wisdom cuts both ways. You must rest so that you may rise ready to work. Discipline is not only about pushing forward, it is also about knowing when to recover. Think about your own nights. How often do you scroll endlessly on TikTok, watch Netflix until your eyes burn, or check emails in bed until midnight? And what's the cost? The next morning, you wake up heavy, foggy, and reactive. The smallest inconvenience feels overwhelming. That's not weakness of character, it's weakness of recovery. Now imagine the alternative. You choose to respect your body's need for rest. You shut down screens an hour earlier. You create a nightly ritual: reading, stretching, journaling. You give yourself 7 to 8 hours, not as indulgence, but as armor. The next day, you wake not as a victim of fatigue, but as a warrior, sharpened and ready. Sleep is the silent pillar that holds up everything else. Without it, your workouts suffer, your nutrition loses impact, your mind wavers. With it, every part of your discipline multiplies. So treat sleep not as an afterthought, but as a cornerstone of your fortress. Because a warrior who neglects recovery will fall before the battle even begins. Part 6. When the body changes, the mind follows. There's a hidden truth most people overlook. When your body changes, your mind cannot stay the same. The transformation of the physical inevitably reshapes the mental. Think of the man who once slouched through life, shoulders rounded, eyes downcast. After weeks of training, his posture shifts. He stands taller, his chest opens, his gaze steadies. That change is not only in the muscles of his back, it is in the conviction of his spirit. Or the woman who once doubted herself, walking timidly through the world. As her body grows stronger, her steps grow certain, her presence undeniable. The body becomes the outer reflection of an inner rebirth. The Stoics knew this connection well. They did not separate the body from the soul. Epictetus taught that training the body was training the will. Seneca embraced discomfort to sharpen his endurance. Marcus Aurelius, though emperor, wrote that his body was a servant to his duty, reminding himself that strength of character required strength of frame. For them, the body was not vanity, it was armor. And that armor protects more than flesh. It shields the mind. When you feel strong in your body, you approach life differently. Challenges seem smaller. Fear loses its grip. You no longer crumble under stress, you carry it with resilience. Every rep, every step, every healthy choice adds another layer of protection, making you harder to shake, harder to break. This is why day 2 matters so deeply. Rebuilding the body is not about chasing an image in the mirror. It's about changing the way you think, the way you move, the way you face the world. It's about crafting a vessel worthy of the spirit it carries. And here's the beauty. The change compounds. As the body strengthens, the mind grows sharper. As the mind grows sharper, it pushes the body further. Together, they create momentum, a cycle of growth that can transform your life entirely. Rebuild the body, and you will discover that you are also rebuilding courage, confidence, and clarity. What you see in the mirror is no longer just a body, it is a warrior rising. Part 7. Momentum matters more than perfection. One of the greatest traps people fall into is waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect workout routine, the perfect diet, the perfect moment to begin. But perfection is a mirage. It keeps you standing still while life moves on without you. The Stoics would remind us, what matters is not perfection, but progress. Every step forward, no matter how small, carries more power than the most brilliant plan never acted upon. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. In the same way, waste no more time waiting for the perfect conditions. Simply begin." Momentum is what transforms lives. Think of a boulder rolling downhill slow at first, but with every push, it gathers speed until nothing can stop it. Your habits work the same way. The first workout feels heavy. The first clean meal feels strange. The first night going to bed early feels awkward. But repeat them, and suddenly they become part of you. What once required discipline now flows with ease. And here's the paradox. The pain you feel in the beginning, the sore muscles, the cravings, the fatigue is not weakness. It's proof. Proof that you are changing, that the old self is dying, that something stronger is taking its place. Every ache is evidence of momentum. Too many give up because they chase perfection and get discouraged when they stumble. But momentum forgives mistakes. If you miss a day, get back up the next. If you slip in your diet, make the next meal count. What matters is not flawlessness, but direction. As long as you are moving forward, you are winning. So forget about perfection. Focus on momentum. Stack the small victories, 30 minutes of movement, one clean meal, one night of real sleep, and let them compound. Brick by brick, they form the fortress of your discipline. And when you look back weeks, months, or years from now, you'll realize it wasn't a grand plan that changed your life. It was momentum. Imperfect, steady, relentless momentum. Conclusion. Day 2 isn't just about training your body. It's about laying the foundation for a new self. Tomorrow, when you look in the mirror, you won't see a stranger. You'll see a warrior being reborn. And with every day that follows, your body becomes the armor that protects your spirit, giving you the strength to face life's battles. So start today. Move for 30 minutes, eat one clean meal, go to bed early. And if you're committed, drop a comment. Day 2, I rebuild my body. Let the world know you're not just talking, you're transforming. If you are still listening to this, congratulations, you are really changing. Subscribe to the channel to continue the journey of rebirth on day 3